Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 213 of our Your Next Level Mastermind. And our topic for today is how to get more people to refer you. How to get more people to refer you. Pretty simple question, but it's a very important thing when it comes to running our business. But more important than that, just before we get the chance to say hello to these wonderful people, those who are watching the recording, I'd like you very much to make sure that you check out not just what these people say, but underneath this particular video, you will see a link where you can book a time and go and talk to them. They're from all over the world. They're from all different parts of life. They've come from a range of different experiences, whether they're from United Kingdom, the United States, whether they're from France but now living in London like Daniel is, whether they're like John, who lives in London in Canada. That's the place without the damn Big Ben, right? Or Chris in Australia. I mean, they're from everywhere, from a variety of backgrounds. All I'm asking you to do as people who are watching this particular event is to do yourself the opportunity, reach out and book a time and go and talk with them. Talk with them about what you do. Talk to them about what their thoughts are about what you do, and you may find opportunities that you never even thought possible. Nice to see you, Alina, by the way. Good to have you join us. Good to see you, Jeff, as well. Okay, and by the way, for those who, for Gab, we're just bringing someone in who you know very well, Mary Stanley, okay? I know you've had a good relationship with Mary. So without any further ado, let's get people to introduce themselves. And let's start with you, George, because you were the very first person here, followed by Dr. Chris.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is George Noggle, and I help business owners work less and make more profit. 80% of entrepreneurs are spending time on 80% of things that don't really work. I help people identify what works, what's making the money, and they can use the rest of their time to do something other than work for nothing.
Nice, short and to the point. Thank you, George. Well done. Chris, Dr. Chris, followed by Tina.
Hi, folks. Dr. Chris Willems, ArtsMedia Consultants. I help business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and other professionals who loathe presenting and get to love it and not feel like they come across as complete dicks on video and Zoom. And my aim is to get 50 executives in 50 weeks comfortable, confident, and credible on screen, on stage, and online. Dr. Chris Willems, ArtsMedia Consultants.
Thank you very much, Chris. Tina Huggins, followed by Daniel.
So hi. So you know the pain and the stress and the struggle that divorcing people go through. Well, there is a way to find peace, sanity, and assist the lawyer, all in the fact of lowering your legal fees. My name is Tina Huggins. I'm a divorce coach specialist, divorce consultant, restorative family mediator, and conflictual co-parenting coach. So there we go.
There you go. Thank you, Tina, very much indeed. Daniel, followed by Tony B.
Hello, everyone. First of all, very happy to see you all. I'm Daniel Kobryner. I'm French, and I live in London. As a spiritual life and business coach, I help purpose-driven small business owners and leaders break free from self-doubt, confusion, and energetic misalignment so that they can fully step into their soul's mission with clarity, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. My unique superpower is to hold space for deep inner transformation, helping people to uncover hidden blocks, sabotaging patterns, and outdated beliefs that keep them stuck. Whether they are pivoting in life, scaling their business, or just feeling lost despite external success, I guide them back to the truth, reconnect with their intuition, and support them in aligning in every decision they do with their higher self. It's not just a strategy, it's soul work. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. And it's not just a strategy with you, I know. You are the real McCoy. Well done. Tony B, followed by Gab.
Good morning. Welcome to our mastermind. I'm Tony Buonaiuto. I have a Buonaiuto movement. My last name means good help, and I help people to find the 4 pillars in life, which are health, wealth, relationships, and purpose, focusing on relationships. And the number one relationship we focus on is the one you have with yourself. Our self relationship is usually the most neglected. And until we feel self-worthy, we can't help other people. We can't even help ourselves if we can't help ourselves. I know that makes a lot of nonsense, but it really makes sense if you think about it. So here I am, and I look forward to this mastermind. I learn a lot here, and there's a lot of good people here. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Gab, for your very first time with us, welcome. Welcome indeed. Followed by Elena.
Hi, my name's Gabby, and I help with just kind of getting people's voice out there in the digital realm and whatnot. And yeah, I do a lot of like autism, ADHD advocacy, but coinciding with it and whatnot. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, Gab, very much indeed. Elena, followed by Jeff Field.
Hello everyone, I'm Alina Polkova, Mindset to Results, SEO and founder. I help driven business owners and entrepreneurs to grow their business and achieve their big audacious goals without stress and overwhelm. When stress comes is when our conscious and subconscious are not aligned with our actions. So I help them to transform from within so they get aligned with their big goals from within and go through transformation of their limiting beliefs, of understanding their power, which they can apply to create success and really start implementing the success principles of this universe we live in, and get results is a reflection of what goes inside. I also host the platform for world experts, which is called the Circle of Fame, where we get experts on panel discussions to shine and share their passion and mission and knowledge with the world. And I'm so happy to be host of that platform to help us all come together and grow together. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. You do a wonderful job. Well done indeed. Jeff Veal, followed by Alan Edwards.
Everybody, my name is Jeff Veal, the business guru in downtown Manila. I'm an Australian, been in Asia for some 13 years. I have a team up here, and basically digital marketing. We do all aspects of digital marketing. Results or you don't pay a dime. So reach out, guys. We have an amazing podcast. Some of you have been on it already. It's called, 15 Minutes of Fame. And what it is, we interview you for 15 minutes. It's all about you. We put you across all the different social media channels, which potentially could put you in front of thousands of people. So if you want to come on our show, 15 Minutes of Fame, I'll drop the details in the chat. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Jeff, very much indeed. Alan Edwards, followed by Vangelis.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alan Edwards. I'm a property investor and developer from Hampshire in the UK, and we take unused or underused buildings and we repurpose them from usually empty offices or empty retail space, and we create high quality homes for people. So we help to solve the massive housing crisis that there is in the UK at the moment. And in some cases, we put these buildings to social purposes, so they're housing vulnerable or disabled people. So it's essentially a good thing for society, what we do, and we provide a good service to property owners because we solve property problems. Like, for instance, somebody who's got an empty office, it might be costing them $10,000 a year just to keep it empty. We take that off their hands and we recreate something which is of use to society. Cheers for now.
Thank you very much. Well done indeed, Alan. Fantastic. Vangelis from Costa Rica, followed by Mary Stanley.
Yes, Costa Rica. My name is Vangelis. I work with companies to help them integrate artificial intelligence. And I'm not just talking about ChatGPT, but AI is not a product or a application. It's basically a collection of technologies. And a lot of times it's not just the technologies that is a challenge for companies, it's the interdepartmental communication between all the different groups. A lot of them don't really know what the other group is doing. And so it's to allow them to be using all their technologies in a synergistic manner so that they can demystify what it really does and how it can help them achieve their goals. Thank you.
I like that idea. Demystifying AI. Well done. Mary, nice to see you. Mary Stanley, followed by John D. Allen.
Good morning. And it's great to see Gabby today. So I'm here to talk about two different things. One is I'm starting 2 new live talk radio shows. And one is today at noon Eastern time with Gabby. And we're going to talk about neurodiversity and autism and how autism works and help debunk a lot of the myths, conspiracy theories, and other things. Just because, we have autism doesn't mean we're not a green-eyed monster with 4 eyes. And the other one is in the evening, and it is with a dad talking about what life is like for the male population when their kids are diagnosed. Something you don't hear a lot about. And so he's a coach for dads, and he wants to start a new podcast or radio show to talk about what life is like and how to overcome the guilt and other things that you feel as a male.
Thank you, Mary. And good luck with your podcast with Gab. It'll be one heck of a session. There's no doubt about that. John D. Allen.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, no matter where you are in this big wide world. I'm John D. Allen, Allen Small Coaching, coming to you from Northern Ontario, Canada. What I want to talk to you about today is if your sales are flat or your revenue's down, you might want to take a look at trust-based selling and marketing. What that means is learning how to ask better questions to get better answers. If this is your challenge, reach out. I'll be glad to talk to you. My details are in the chat. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much, John. Before we get on to the topic, the apologies we have for today. Yvonne Jones, Altaf Sayed, Mark Engstar, middle of the night in New Zealand for Mark, Dr. Annika Sorensen, she'll be here next week, and Christine Best. She's in the middle of an MBA assignment. Okay, here we go, everybody, and I'll take you in the order that you have your wonderful, supportive hands raised. And the topic is how to get more people to refer you. Over to you. Who would like to talk first? And don't all put your hands up at once, but I'm waiting for somebody. Mary, God bless you. You're the first one to go. Over to you.
First thing to get more referrals is do a good job of what you do. The more you help others, the more they're willing to refer you. But also when you're working with your clients and even individuals that you meet in networking, ask for referrals. It's really simple. I may not be able to help you in your situation, but if you know somebody that needs my help, can you refer them to me? It's a good way to get them. It's how I get them.
And it works for you?
It works. My business is 100%, referrals.
Wow.
A lot of you guys have referred me to other clients.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sharing. Alan Edwards.
Thanks, Peter. I endorse what Mary's just said, and I'd also add that it helps if you build good relationships with your clients and customers, and this will make them trust you. As John Allen is saying, trust is the new currency. Your customers have got to trust you, and by passing on referrals, you're passing on trust to other people. They've got to get to know you and like you and trust you as well. But essentially, it all starts from a good experience. And also, the other thing that I would add is that you need to provide good value. People must need to see the value in what you do, and they need to be able to recognize that they're dealing with somebody who's got integrity and deals with things in an ethical way. So that's my take on this subject for this week. Thanks, Peter.
Good point, Alan. I mean, if people don't see you've got any value, why in the heck would they refer you anyway, right? What's the point? And secondly, if you're not a person of integrity, they wouldn't trust you, so they wouldn't refer you. So very, very, very valid points indeed. Well done. I agree 100%. Who else would like to contribute? Or do I just pick on you like a Spanish Inquisition? John, you're waving your hand. Over to you.
Yeah, only because I still can't find the friggin' raise your hand button, but that's beside the point. One of the things that I find it interesting, a lot of people don't want to give referrals today, but they will give you an introduction. So when you talk to people, ask them who they know that they could introduce you to. And again, it's all the same thing, right? But it's a different terminology, and people feel like if they give you a referral, oh, they're locked in, you're going to go try to sell their friends or relatives, whoever, right? But when you ask for an introduction, in their mind, all they say is you want to meet them. So it's something to keep in mind. Ask for an introduction. You know, don't worry about asking for referrals. Thanks, Peter.
Interesting, John. Wouldn't you think that asking for an introduction would be a lot more powerful than asking for a referral anyway?
It seems to be the thing. As you know, on the internet, wording changes and everything else. To me, it's the same thing. But if that makes people more comfortable to give you an introduction rather than a referral, go for it. You know, and everybody knows somebody they can introduce you to. They may not be a friend or relative. It could be a coworker or something that they'll introduce you to. So,
yeah, I hear what you say, and I agree with what you say. But I mean, if John, for example, you said to me, "Look, I want to introduce you to Alina." Okay, I want to personally introduce you to Alina. Then I know that you are genuinely wanting me to meet Alina, and Alina knows that you're putting your reputation on the line to talk with me. That to me is a lot more powerful than saying, yeah, I'll send you a referral. Boom.
and one of the other things, that's a great point, Peter. One of the other things with Alignable, which is just in North America, they have a spot in there they call referral or an introduction. And what they do is, I know I've sent people to Mary and so have other people, but you put in and say, "Hi, Mary, I was speaking to Gabby, a great lady," you know, reach out to her. That is also very powerful.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, John. Thanks for sharing that. Daniel, what about you, my man? How to get more people to
Well, I have
refer
to
you?
say a lot has already been said, but you know, from my perspective, you know, the most effective way is to become like unforgettable, you know. So it means to build genuine relationships and make it easy for people really to be the best advocate for your work. So first, it's really, and again, it was mentioned, but it's to deliver exceptional customer experience and value. Because when people feel heard, seen, understood, empowered, well, they really want to share this with others. So and they want to encourage people, you know, by providing testimonials, etc. So this is one area. Another area is about, I think, leverage our speaking skills. So because every time we speak, we position ourselves as an authority, as an expert. So when we offer like valuable insights, when we have clear, you know, offers, when we really bring something, and when we have a consistent message, you know, around social platforms, this is where we build consistency. So it's really about nurturing as well the relationship we have, because we never know, but it's really about providing value without expectation. And when we do that from our heart, from our authentic selves, things happen.
Interesting, Daniel. You focused on the word unforgettable. What else did you say? Exceptional experiences, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you give me one specific example of you doing that?
Yeah. Okay. For instance, okay, I mean, like with one of my, clients there, it's about being, when I say providing value, I mean, it's not like, for instance, just weekly calls, but it's really about checking up, about exchanging messages, about being present, motivating the person, and I mean, in this case as well, holding this person accountable. And the more I'm doing this, and of course it's come because I really feel like I really want to support, and I can see how this person is like, thriving, and then she's recommending me to other people, etc. So again, I'm not doing it with this intention of getting the referrals, but it kind of comes naturally, when we do things really because we want to help, we want to support, and it's not about expecting anything. Well, miracles happen.
Well done. Thank you, Daniel. So the exceptional experience you provide actually comes naturally. That is the clue, right? Very powerful.
And see, there's no, competition doesn't exist. We are all unique, and again, we are all unique in our way of serving our clients the best we can.
Thank you. Well done. Elena.
Okay, so it is a good question. As a mindset coach, I would say that if we want referrals and as any other results, we have to create it within first. So we have to see ourselves as the person who has many referrals and that person who receives referrals from our clients and people we work with. Yeah, so again, we have to be aligned, our conscious and subconscious mind, because our results are not produced by what we want, but most it is who we are and what we believe. So if we have limiting beliefs that we don't get clients, or we have to get clients, or we have to pay bills, that like if we come from neediness, that will not work. And even people who would like to refer us something will happen that they will not do that, because it is just how it works. So we have to be aligned with our goals and not thinking about referrals as something that is needed. We have to come from love. Yeah, so it is all about frequencies. It is when we are thinking about needing something or taking something, we are in very low energy, and we will not attract our great clients who we won't consciously attract. So in order to attract referrals or clients from other ways, we have to be in the high level of frequency, and the high level of frequency is love and gratitude and being grateful for clients already, for referrals already, and expecting them, because we always receive who we are, and we always receive and get what we expect. So it all comes from within when we wake up excited about what we do. And this is when we love what we do, when we really provide value, and we wake up every day and thinking who we can really help, with what we know. And when we know that what we know is really so powerful and can transform people's lives, we will be in that energy of giving. We are not coming to take or give me referrals. We will give the love, the knowledge as more as we can. And we also will treat everyone with according to this law, which I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, leave everyone with impression of increase. What it means that when we meet people, we speak with them, we communicate with them as it is the most important person in the world, and we give him the most value we have. And when we provide this value, according to the law of compensation, we will be rewarded by referrals and clients. Thank you. So everything comes from within, and the first is to love yourself, be aligned within yourself, your conscious, subconscious, and your actions. Know exactly what you do, how you help, what makes you unique, and give the people the best you meet, and they will refer you, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. I love that word, guaranteed, right? Let me share. As a mindset type coach, I mean, the key issue that I heard from you is who we are and what we believe in. Or more importantly, the word you said is we will get what we expect, right? So if we have a level of self-belief that is not that strong, we are not going to be able to attract the people to us we want in the first place. That's the point you're really making, correct? It all starts with us. Agree?
Yes, and the frequency which you are will attract people. If you
Yes.
are not at the right frequency, you will not attract them. Even
Yes.
if you speak something, people will say that something is wrong because we communicate on subconscious level more than verbal. So first, become that person, believe in yourself, see that you have so many clients and referrals also, and do what you can do the best and expect what you want.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena. Well done. Well done indeed. Vangelis.
Yes, everything that everyone has said so far. And there has to be a way of measuring what you're able to help the customer with or help the client with. So every time and it doesn't matter if it's in a project in a business or if it's in a mindset or coaching scenario. A lot of times when I'll go out to a project, I'll ask them, tell me what you want to achieve. So I want to know, how will you measure? Because anyone can say, oh, I feel so much better. But how do you want to measure that? We usually have this word called a baseline. How is the situation right now before we do anything? Because a lot of times people don't even recognize the progress that they're making because they're so focused on the things that aren't working and this is part of why people have difficulty with gratitude, because they don't really know what's even happening. So being able to create a baseline and help people articulate what they want to achieve. How many times they'll tell you what they don't want, and to get them to tell you what they do want is a challenge. So once you guide people to be able to articulate what they want and how they will be able to measure whatever changes they see, I think is a huge part of it. Because a lot of times the first thing that, if you're in a business setting, management will say, okay, so what's different? Well, if you forgot to look at where you were before you even started, that can be a challenge. And with a client, trying to do some, mindset and helping them with sabotaging tendencies, tell me where you are, tell me how life is right now. And so that's part of what I look at, is being able to measure and understand how they will measure the changes that they see in their life is a huge thing. Because then they can say, oh, I used to be this and now I'm this, or I used to have this and now I'm this. So when people talk about all the beautiful things you're doing, how do they even present that? Thank you.
So, Vangelis, let me share this. You said getting people to refer you is still a challenge. Is that right?
Well, if a person doesn't know what you've done for them and you're just a nice person, this is what I noticed when I was teaching salespeople. I'd say, okay, sell me. Well, we have the best. Okay, everyone says that. Our products are great. Everyone says that. We see great results. Everyone says that. Okay, so what do you really do? And that's what I mean by sometimes it's difficult. You hear this. I was in a meeting a couple of days ago, and the guy says, well, our products are good because they're more compatible. I said, what makes them compatible? Is it because the receptors in your cells are able to receive the information that you're providing in your products? What makes it compatible? And then we spent the next hour going deeper into, what do you really provide? Because if you can't differentiate yourself and no one really knows what you're doing, but they know you did something, how can they articulate? So it's really about how well someone can articulate what the change they were able to recognize as a result of spending time with you. So that's really what I'm talking about.
Right. And that they can actually see and even more probably feel that they can do something with you, right?
Correct. And then they can then articulate that to someone else, because it's when people just like, when they get someone that complains, what are you really focusing on? And then how would you even know if that was resolved?
Yeah.
Because you've been so much in that environment.
Okay. Good. Thanks, Vangelis. Well done. Tony B, what about you? How to get more people to refer you, Tony?
I give away large screen TVs to everybody that gives me a referral. Just kidding. Back in the day, it was known to give discounts to existing clients if they would give you referrals. And I don't think that that works that much anymore. There's no genuine connection in that. So what I believe happens now for me is that I call it attraction rather than promotion. And the way you can attract people to you is make sure you're visible, accessible, and that you're honest and you tell the truth. So when you're honest, you have to be vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, it lets people know who the real you is, because let's be real. People buy today, and it's leaning more this way, especially with AI and technology, because there's no human interaction happening, or less and less and less faceless videos and faceless people, and less communication, all behind screens and behind filters and avatars. So what do people buy? They buy from people they know that they like and that they trust. And how do you get that? You get that by being visible, showing up everywhere, and giving nuggets everywhere you can. So you can't give everybody everything all at once. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you focus on giving them a little bit, a little bit, a little bit every time you see them. I show up today. If I don't make your life better, then I definitely won't make it worse. One of the goals I have with every connection I make today is to make their life better. Might not happen all the time, but I guarantee I won't make it worse. I'm not going to be the guy you go to bed thinking about because I messed your day up. That's for damn sure. So show up, be vulnerable, attract rather than promote, and people are going to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. It's the best way to get referrals and build your business. Thanks.
Show up, be vulnerable, but more importantly, be visible and perceived to be valuable, as Alina was alluding to before. Well said, Tony. Well said indeed. Well done. Gab, welcome officially again to your first visit with us. How do you get more people to refer you? Looking forward to hearing this. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now? Sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you. So I think it's really important to be a person of integrity, just as many people have said here. And I think it's really important to value yourself, but also value others. I think that if you are working with someone and you don't believe that like you're the perfect fit for them, be honest with them. If you do think that you can work with them in some way or capacity, connect them to the right places or help them like yourself in an honest way. I think that it's really important because I took a little bit of notes as you guys were speaking too. And I think it's really important to listen to what people are telling you, because you will learn a lot when you actually are able to be a keen listener. And I think a lot of times, like you said, Peter, there's people who want to sell and sell, and they want to say, oh, I have this, I have that, and they don't really listen to the problem at hand that needs to be resolved. I remember I was speaking with John a bit, and I realized you really do need to be a problem solver, not somebody who's just selling stuff. And you have to be somebody who wants to help, you know? So for me, I like to help people. And, you know, if I can't help somebody, I'm going to be honest with them, because I think that we're in a world where a lot of people just kind of want to pitch a sale to somebody and then move on. But if you really form a genuine connection with people, you'll grow, and then the word of mouth will get around too.
Gab, let me just help you to make sure that people here with you right now, and I'd love them all to reach out and connect with you, and those who are watching. You talked about being a problem solver, right? Let me ask you, what would be the biggest problem you could help people solve? So we can get to know you a bit more.
I think digitally helping them get their voice heard. That's the biggest thing. And helping them expand and grow in a digital capacity.
Okay. And being honest while you're doing it, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Gab. Well done. Well done indeed. Dr. Chris.
Yes. Well, it's interesting hearing all of the comments, because there's a theme throughout, and it's one of integrity and ethics and ultimately authenticity and active engagement. I just want to refer back to what Vangelis was saying about how to measure success, or rather measure achievement. Success is a dodgy word because it's different for everybody. But I make sure that my clients because the nature of my work, you can't sort of say, oh, you know, if you do my course, you'll earn an extra $50,000 a year. You just can't do that. It's about building confidence. And so I make sure that my clients keep the very first video they shoot, and then later on compare that to the last one they shoot, that demonstrates an improvement that they don't actually necessarily realize on the way through. So they're getting better and better and better, but they don't realize. So I always insist they keep the very first video that they shot, so they can see the difference between the first one and the last one. So often it's very important to be able to measure in some way the success or the achievement that you're creating with, or helping your clients to create. So thanks for that, Vangelis. So I thought it was a very important point to make. Thank you.
Well said, Chris. By the way, have you kept the very first videos you ever created?
As it happens, today I was in one of the local libraries transferring a VHS video of one of my solo shows to a USB, because I only had it on VHS. And what it was a performance of one of my solo shows that I needed to get hold of, and I didn't have it in a playable form anymore because all the things changed. And I realized as I was doing it that I looked at the date on the cover of the VHS case, and it was to the day 40 years ago that I did that performance. And that's why I'm feeling a bit old at the moment. But it was remarkable how much one forgets about the detail, because it's highly sort of technical, I suppose, in terms of being mime and doing solo work. And the clarity of the movement, I was really blown away. This sounds like I'm bragging. I'm not meaning to, but it was and hearing the audience laughing in all the right places and all that, it was immensely gratifying. And then I saw it was 40 years ago. Jesus bloody Christ, that's a long time ago. But so let's go to the first video I've ever made. It's one of the first of that kind of thing, and I went on to adapt that show for television in the end. You can almost get a first impression after that amount of time. You can almost get a first impression of your own work, which as an artist you can never get a first impression of your own work because you're busy creating it. Sorry, I'm babbling. Never let a my mouth start talking. You can't shut them up. So anyway, that was an interesting experience today.
The reason I asked that question, Chris, is because I remember what Alina just said about limited beliefs and who you are. And Tony talked about being visible, and Gab talked about being honest. I actually, not that long ago, put on a post, one of the very first videos I ever made. And you know what? It was terrible. It was a shocker. I mean, I just really was all over the place like a mad dog, right? But you know what? Before I let people, I just gave 2 or 3 sentences up front for this video saying, this is me 16 years ago. Okay, take me as you find me. But we all have to go through a learning curve, and this was me, and I am rough as guts. A word to that effect, right? It was one of the most popular posts I ever had. Yeah. Because people bought your vulnerability, because Daniel was talking about being unforgettable, being real, right?
And it always comes back to authenticity.
Yeah.
People recognize that consciously or otherwise, and they know when they're being bullshitted to. So, yeah.
So the point I'm getting out of you and also from Vangelis is the key issue really is to be real, right? And to be who the heck you are. And if you are that way, then you will get people to value you. Then you will get people to refer you because you are being totally authentic. Thanks, Chris. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Mary, you've got your hand raised again.
You know, you brought up a good point, and Gabby brought up another great point. Being who you are, but being able to be that vulnerable to suck at videos and suck at talking sometimes. You know, when I first started working with you, Peter, my videos really sucked. They were horrible. And it's people go towards that more than they do the polished, professional, scripted video, or, you know, even like when you're in networking events and you're creating those scripts and you're reading that script, people don't connect to that. You have to be you. And that's one great point of a lot of us is we have our own voice. We have our own viewpoint. We have our own, you know, reference point. And we each can shine out and add to that and getting people to see us for who we are. And we can take their voices and let them be heard.
Well said. Well said. Well said indeed. It also makes me think every time I make a video and I know that Dr. Chris is going to see it, I think, oh my God, what's he going to think?
That's why I go live and only do live, because then you can't edit it. You can't sit and think about it. You just speak and then hit or miss, it works.
Thanks, Mary. Well done. Well done. Gab.
Okay, so as somebody who has 100,000 followers on TikTok and is verified, I will say my very first video was horrific. It was terrible. And if you look at it, I don't know if I still have it posted, but it was a video of me in like, I think my brother's Iron Man helmet, like in a bathroom. It was just terrible. And I was like trying to make this video, and I was trying so hard to make a video where people would be able to kind of like connect with me in a way. And I realized that I was trying so hard in so many videos. And later on, I just began to be more authentic with myself. I started talking about my personal experience with being autistic, having ADHD, neurodiversity. And I realized people responded a ton better to that. And I was able to help community with that. When people come to me and they consult with me about just digital stuff and branding, I talk to them about authenticity, because I think that it is very important to be yourself, kind of like you guys are all saying, because when you're not, people can see right through that, and they don't want any part of it, honestly. And when they see that, they kind of run from you. But people kind of think, because social media has really shaped this thing where everything has to be beautiful, it has to be perfect. But in reality, that's not how life really is. So I think that it's very important. I don't want to keep rambling on, sorry. I think it's really important to be able to just be genuine, because it's really about being truthful and connecting on a different level. And that connection can only happen when you are truthful, full of integrity.
Well said. Well said indeed. Thank you. And once again, welcome to your next level. It's a joy to have you. Good to see you, Anita, by the way. Good to see you. If I can wanting to
Thank
continue,
you.
let me know, okay? George, you've got your hand raised. What about you, my man? How do you get more people to refer you?
Well, first of all, I have to say there's been a lot of wealth and information from all the guests, and trust, being vulnerable, and actually, I don't know if I could say this, but giving a shit might help. That's just my personality. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Anyway, I got to say honestly, actually care about the other person first of all. Let them or give to them first. Make it about them, not about you. And an analogy I heard that I loved is don't sell to the trunk of the tree, sell to the branches. Okay. So the person you may be talking to may not be your client, but if you're a decent human being and you are someone that actually cares and basically wants to see them do well, they'll refer you automatically to their audience or their network. Okay. So I'm just trying to put everything together in words that make sense to everybody. I don't know if I should say more or less, but basically just be a good human being and really highlight the other person. Let them, like people have been said, seen, heard, and understood. Because if we don't, we're just selling, pitching basically to a person that may not even need our service. And there's something, that's one thing I hate the most. Oh, I can help you. Really? You don't know me. I've been around. I know things. So anyway, to assume that we can help somebody is probably one of the greatest disgraces as a salesperson without knowing for sure. That's all I have to say.
Well said. I don't have the deep voice that you've got, but I'm agreeing with you 100%. Okay. And to me, selling to the branches sounds pretty good as far as I'm concerned. But you mentioned something really, and that is to be seen, to be heard, but more importantly, to be understood. Okay?
Correct.
To be understood. I've heard John D. Allen say this before. People crave to be understood. They crave it. So I agree with you very much indeed. Well said indeed, mate. Well done, George. Well done.
Thank you.
Elena.
Me?
No, Elena. I'll come to you in a minute, Anita.
Oh, okay.
Elena.
Yeah, what I want to add here that we spoke about authenticity and being seen and heard. And it came to me that in order to help people, we have to set big goals for ourselves. We have to grow continuously and also have mentors and coaches. So when people see us, they can see our growth. They can see how we expand and how we provide more value. So we don't seem like the recorded tape that just for years says the same at the same level. So I think this is important that personal growth and being obsessed with the idea of growth and understanding that we have to set bigger goals, bigger than our current reality, and of course, as I said before, much bigger than our current needs. So this what will make us inspired, and when we combine this with growth and also constantly learning something new, this is how we will be interesting for people to listen to us, and this is how we will set example, what we do with our life and how we grow and expand as individual as well as our business. And this is what will attract people, and they will become curious. What is this person doing? I see he is always growing and she's always growing. She's providing even more value. And this is how will people would be attracted genuinely to your success.
Well said. Well said, Elena. Well done. Jeff Veal, 50 years in marketing, this guy, he must have something to say. So hear what he's got to say. And you're muted.
Now, guys, it's all about give and you shall receive. It's pretty, to me, it's common sense. The very reason I started my podcast, 15 Minutes of Fame, where I get people on the show, we talk about totally all about them for 15 minutes, and then I find out so much more about them, and I can help them find referral partners, and I do that. And we've got a system. I've got a team of VAs here, so it's much easier for me. We've got a system where we do 5 referrals every week, like basically 1 a day minimum. Where I introduce John to Fred or Fred to Pete or whatever, and we do this quite regularly. Even things behind the scenes, like yesterday, people are pretty apathetic, as we know. I invited 5 people to come on Peter's other show, the Tuesday night show, the Small Business Group. I invited 5 new people to come along to that, and no one took action, which is pretty typical. However, that was a way of referring them to try and get them into a group where they can actually learn something, because they need some help, and the help's there for them, and it's totally free. So basically, guys, it's help others and you'll help yourself. There's nothing magical about it. So that's all I've got to say about that subject, guys. Thanks very much.
Well, the other thing that you're very famous for is this one sentence: action creates traction. Correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well said indeed. Well done, Jeff. Thank you. Anita, what about you? How to get people to refer you?
Yeah, I think, listening to the group, and I don't know where this thought is coming from, but I was asked to write, we were being taught how to use AI and come up with unlimited content, and on LinkedIn, everybody's like, their success rate in their field, what they've done. And it's like with what I've done, I've been very, very ill, so have been, humbled by the chronic pain that I suffer in, that I'm like, well, what have you achieved? You are not like in corporate for 16 years. I was a mother to a child that overcame schizophrenia. I was somebody that became completely paralyzed and had to relearn how to walk. And I'm like, those things are not sexy, Nobody wants this to hear that kind of stuff. But then, I saw, and I showed it to my daughter. My daughter is doing very well with her illness. She's a junior, and she's getting a technical diploma as well as a high school diploma where she could go to college. And she's very smart. She can go to college. And, she picks up on things very quickly. But yet, she was almost 30 minutes away from death. And it's like, I don't want to tell these things because they're not sexy, but yet, we rise every day and we smile and we do our best and we look for other people that we can help, and to know that we're not alone in the struggles, know that, our message may be, even though I went through this, I am managing social media assistance for a social media company that has like 19 employees with it. And, we're gonna, we're learning a lot, implementing a lot of AI tools into our company. And I'm also like, I met a business owner, and he said, because of my advice, that he wants me to be one of the founders of a real estate company. And he's going to be buying land here in Ohio, and he's going to go nationwide with it. He's a mortgage broker. So, I mean, yeah, I can brag that all these things are great, but like, do I get up and I think that I'm great? No, I get up and I ask myself, can I make it through the day? Can I do this, you know? And I, like Mind Trainer Pro, I've been having to put these headphones on and to listen to positive things other than woe is me, you know. Instead of looking at the position that I am in life, you know, a divorced woman, disabled, you know, sometimes needs a walker, sometimes needs people to help her, you know, I have to think, you know, put myself in the position that there is hope, that you can rise again, you know, and that if you have positive affirmations running in your head, that's what you're going to live. You know, if you pay attention to the aches and pains of your body, you're not going to get off the couch. You know, it's just going to be very hard, but you have to be around people that'll motivate you to do well and to be who you are.
Ooh, wow, Anita. Ooh, thank you. That is extremely honest. And oh, I'm lost for words, to be quite frank with you. I mean, you've been to hell and back, and you're still struggling, and you're there. And that message I get from you, and all of us did, was one of courage, one of determination, and one of commitment to never give in, right? So I'm proud of you, Anita. Well done indeed. Well done. Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've got a few minutes left only. Daniel, you've got your hand.
Tina hasn't gone yet.
Tina? I can't see her on my screen. I thought she must have pulled up. Oh, Tina, there you are.
I'm here. I'm here, just kind of listening to everybody. So I agree with everybody. The authenticity is super duper important, you know, just kind of reiterating the stuff with the videos. You just be yourself and just keep doing them, because at first they're very difficult to do and you don't want to do them and they're fearful. The more you do them, the better you get all the time. And if you hear something new, adjust to your video, however that works. But the reality of getting more referrals is, especially in my case, give referrals. If you can give a referral, even if that person's not going to connect with that person and you know that, email that person, let them know that you sent them, give them that person's name. By letting them know that you made a referral to them, that gives you support. That is how I build my work with my attorneys and the certified divorce financial analysts that I work with. The more referrals that I give them, the more referrals I've gotten back. So that's the very best thing that you can do. And no matter who's in front of you, whether there's a referral partner or whether they're persons like we're working with here in the mastermind, that person is the most important person that you're dealing with right now. What can you do to help them? Connect them to somebody, give them information. I know Peter's really wonderful about every so often he sends some really wonderful information over to people. Those are types of ways for people to remember who you are. Because I have tons of referral people, some that are amazing, but because we don't make any contact again, I forget who they are and I don't even know where to find them. So make sure that we keep in contact with those people who we want to make referrals to, who we like, who are going to make good referral partners later on down the road.
Well said, Tina. Top of mind, hey? Top of mind. That's the key issue. Well done indeed. You know, the other thing is that listening to you made me think of this. Whenever somebody gives me an introduction to somebody else, it's a special part of my day. It makes me feel good. It's that darn simple. It makes me feel good. And that is really priceless. Very much indeed. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tina. To finish us off, Daniel, over to you. You've got the last word.
Yeah, well, first of all, I wanted to say a big shout out to Anita. Thank you very much for, for being vulnerable with us and for expressing yourself. And really, your courage is fantastic. So just thank you. Actually, Peter, you know what? The last words, you nearly said it before me. It's really about making people feel good. You know, we spoke about, of course, making sure that people feel understood, feel seen, feel heard, but feel good, like what we really, we want to feel good as well, so, and it all, and I think coming back to what Elena was saying, it starts with ourselves. I mean, what kind of referrals can we give ourselves? How can we be kind with ourselves? How can we accept ourselves the way we are? How can we love ourselves? And the more we do that, and the more we come into this, even using this, gratitude and affirmations, and really just in the morning, we talk to ourselves, even if we don't feel like, but by doing that, things happening. If we tell ourselves this day is going to be a great day, and I'm doing that, things are happening, because actually the mind is looking for this to happen and when it's going to happen. So really, the more we do, and obviously it comes with authenticity, being who we are, not playing games, not having masks. We are like we are, and this is it. And and then we accept others exactly the way we are. So thank you.
Well said, Daniel. Thanks for winding it up. Big question. Would you refer you? Think about that for a moment. Would you refer you? There are some days I think, no way in the world. What's going on? That brings me back to the mindset things that Alina was on about. So all these things wrap in together. So I just want to say on behalf of all of you, for those who are watching this, please make sure you hear what these people shared with you. They shared from their heart and their soul. They shared with brutal honesty. They shared with total vulnerability. That is a message in itself, because if you do that, you will be respected, you will be resonated with, and people will want to refer you because you're bloody real. That's the point of it. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you for all you've done, and I look forward to seeing you same time next week. Until then, best wishes from Thailand. Okay, bye for now.
Thank you, Peter.